Good evening, QATV viewers. Welcome to Eastern Nazarene College. We're here tonight for the Division I Central sectional final between the Quincy Lady Presidents and the North Quincy Raiders. Tonight's match features the number 3 seed, the Quincy High School Lady Presidents, versus the number 8 seed, North Quincy High School Raiders. This is the third time these two teams will have met during the season. Quincy won both regular season matches 2-1. Tonight's match will be a 5-game affair. Best of 5. First 4 games played to 30 points. And the 5th and final game, if necessary, played to 15. As I said, Quincy won both regular season matches. North Quincy held big leads in both matches in Game 3, only to have Quincy overcome them and win in the end. So tonight we'll see these two teams for the third time this year. Both these teams met in the sectional final last year as well. North Quincy won that match 3-2 in what was considered at the time a major upset. Quincy's goal this year is the sectional final. After last year's loss, I believe nothing less than a win tonight will satisfy this team. The winner automatically moves on to the state final, where they'll meet the winner of the sectional semifinal, which will be played tomorrow night between Barnstable High School and Chelmsford High School. Tonight we have Chris Prendeville, who is the director of the Mass Juniors, here with us for her insight and analysis. We'll turn the microphone over to Chris right now, and she'll give us a preview of what to look for in tonight's match.
Thank you, Ken. Tonight's match is going to be a nail-biter for sure. As Ken mentioned, both teams have played earlier this season. Both teams were nip and tuck with leads exchanged both matches, with North up, but Quincy coming from way behind to win both matches. But I know Coach Barrett has been continually saying to her team going into this match, remember Hudson, as if it was the Titanic, and they don't plan on letting it sink tonight. So now the teams are about to march in, and let's watch this.
We'll go to the team introductions now.
Senior outside hitter, number 14, Marilia Pereira. Senior outside hitter, number 5, Sarah Gorham. Senior outside hitter, number 7, Carrie Downs. Freshman right side hitter, number 6, Virginia Wong. Junior outside hitter, number 11, Allison Upperly. Senior defensive specialist, number 12, Jenny Wong. Senior defensive specialist, number 13, Kim Nguyen. Junior outside hitter, number 10, Latrina Nelly. Junior defensive specialist, number 15, Winnie Wiwantukin. Senior middle blocker, number 19, Christina Ford. And now for the reserve for your Quincy High School volleyball team, number 1, sophomore middle hitter, Carla Nickerson. Freshman middle hitter, number 3, Liz Block. Junior right side hitter, number 4, Megan Brennan. Senior outside hitter, number 5, Desiree Weiner. Junior center, number 6, Kim Lavelle. Junior outside hitter, number 8, Joanne Wall. Specialist number 9, Tanya Pettinelli. Senior defensive specialist number 10, Nicole outside hitter number 17, Alicia Hong. Junior middle blocker number 18, Lauren Aiken. And senior outside hitter number 23, Kendra Shikoni. Are coached by Jim Rendell, assisted by Chris Golan, Courtney Mitchell, and Raymond Chang. And now for the starting junior Quincy High presidents. Senior middle blocker Nicole Cahill. Senior center number 11, Andrea Pettinelli. Junior outside hitter number 12, Leanna Lamb. Senior middle hitter number 15, Nicole O'Sullivan. Junior outside hitter number 17, Ashley Scott. And senior setter number 20, Rebecca Sorensen. The presidents are coached by Christine Barrett, assisted by Ed Smith and Carrie Duffy. Our great nation has preserved through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or who are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank you for your service. Give them a round of applause. Now we invite all to stand for the singing of our national anthem by Eastern Nazarene College student Mindy Toy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening once again. You've met the teams, you've met the coaches. They'll meet at the net, and our match will begin shortly. Tonight's match are going to feature some key matchups on both sides of the net. A couple of the keys for North Quincy to prevail in this match is defense. North Quincy's defense is anchored by senior Alicia Hong. Kendra Ciccone also plays an important part in the defensive scheme, as does junior libero Yvonne Tam. North's ability to dig the big hitting team from Quincy will be a key to their success. At the net, North Quincy is going to rely heavily on junior middle hitter Erin Connolly. Erin Connolly is going to see a lot of sets in a lot of different formations, and she's going to have to come through big time for North Quincy tonight, hopefully get some support. The keys for Quincy: serve, receive. Expect North Quincy to serve tough. Their passing is going to be very important because they'll need to get into their offense and rely on their two big hitters. Seniors Nicole O'Sullivan, probably the best hitter on the court tonight, and senior Nicole Cahill, who is a close second to O'Sullivan. Look for these players to have an impact in tonight's match. The referees tonight, our up referee is Brian Nombrega. The down referee, Gene Brady. Our line judges tonight, Ken Pelland and Donna Robert. Our scorer is Linda Tately. North Quincy will start with the serve. Number 4, Yvonne Tam, libero, wearing the black jersey, serves it up. And the Quincy bump by Tam hit off the rafter, and that's on the North Quincy side. That's out of bounds, and North scores the first point of tonight's match. Sorensen sets outside to O'Sullivan, who tips over the block for a kill. Nicole O'Sullivan leads it off for Quincy with the kill. At the service line now for Quincy, junior Ashley Scott. And a short serve falls in for an ace. Again, our match is a best of 5. Rally scoring, and Scott with another ace. Quincy's has started out short serving. North Quincy playing deep, and they've been caught for 2 aces by Ashley Scott. Another short serve. This one is brought up by Kendra Ciccone. Outside set to Erin Connolly is dug. Sorensen sits middle to O'Sullivan, and she hits it wide. North Quincy with the point. They trail 2-3 in early game 1 action. Up to serve for North, Maria Delacroce, and she serves a short ace. And a service error there by Delacroce. Gives Quincy the lead again at 4-3. Up to serve now for Quincy, Andrea Pettinelli. And she serves it just wide. Service aces, service errors so far. And Alicia Hahn with the service ace. Hong again with the serve. Leanna Lamb sets outside to Rebecca Sorensen, and she hits it into the net. North Quincy with the point. North Quincy 6, Quincy 4. Hong serves deep this time. Lamb bumps it up for O'Sullivan, and it's blocked back, but dug by Sorensen. Now rolled over by Sorensen. It's at the net. Bumped over by O'Toole. Push far corner by O'Sullivan. Yvonne Tam keeps it alive. Now bumps it over where it's flushed back by O'Sullivan. Middle set. O'Sullivan dug by Tam. O'Toole sets outside to Ciccone, who rolls it over the block, and it's punched up and out of bounds. Point North Quincy. Kendra Ciccone. North is going to need some additional offense in addition to Connolly, and Kendra Ciccone is their starting outside hitter. She's going to need to come through with a big game tonight. As Hahn serves it long. Quincy with the point. At the service line, senior Nicole O'Sullivan, short serve, bumped at the net, tipped over by setter Kristen O'Toole. North Quincy with the point. North Quincy 8, Quincy 5. Erin Connolly serves it up for North. Short serve. Tipped over by Cahill, dug up by Delacroce. And now hit over by Aikens. Middle set to Cahill. Over the block, dug by Delacroce. Outside to Ciccone. She misfires, hits it into the net. Point Quincy. Quincy 6, North Quincy 8. Big crowd here tonight at Eastern Nazarene College. Cahill hits it up into the net, but over. It's dug up by North, hit over by Connolly. Outside set to Scott, dug by Delacroce, and bumped over by Hong. Sorensen sets outside to Scott down the line, punched up by Delacroce. And North can't put it over. Point Quincy. Quincy 7, North Quincy 8. Rally scoring, that's the point per play system tonight. And an ace by Quincy Siobhan Tam brings Quincy into a tie at 8. Tam with the serve. It's bumped over by Delacroce. And Cahill puts down the overpass for Quincy. Quincy with the lead at 9-8. Ciccone rolls it over on a nice play. Sorensen bumps outside to Scott, who rolls it over flat-footed. Outside to Ciccone. Ciccone tips past the block and down for a kill. Kendra Ciccone has some incredible hops. Can she get it over the Quincy block? O'Toole comes out for North. Into serve, number 15, Winnie Wiwatukin. And she serves it into the net. O'Toole back in. Rebecca Sorensen up to serve for Quincy. Short serve again. Bumped up by Connolly. Now a right side set to Ciccone. Sorensen bumps. Cahill hits it over. O'Toole outside to Ciccone. Over the block dug by Tam. Or Lamb rather. Connolly with the dig. Hong hits it over back row. Now a slide set to Cahill. That's dug. Delacroce sets deep back row. That's over. Aikens pounds it down for North, but it's dug by O'Sullivan. Now Scott rolls it over far corner. Confusion in the back row, and it falls in for a kill. Ashley Scott with the kill. Quincy with the lead at 10-9. In for North. Freshman Virginia Wong. O'Toole sets outside to Wong. She mishits, but a lift call on Pettinelli gives North the point. In to serve for North Quincy, number 14, Marilia Pereira. Long floater, bumped up by Lamb. O'Sullivan pushes it over, it's dug by O'Toole. Wong sets, O'Toole now pushes. Sorensen, short set middle to Cahill, dug by Connolly. Connolly hits it over back row, dug by Sorensen. Now Pettinelli sets outside to Scott. Dug again by Connolly. Outside to Hong. Nice dig by O'Sullivan. Middle set to Cahill. Past the block. Dug by Pereira. But the setter was not able to get to that ball, and Quincy with the point. Senior Nicole Cahill at the service line for Quincy. Short serve, falls in for a kill. Nice top spin serve there by Cahill. Quincy with the point. They've opened a 3-point lead in game 1. Cahill again. Hong bumps it up. Back row set to Connolly. She hits it long. Quincy 14, North Quincy 10. This is the Division I Central Sectional Final being played here tonight at Eastern Nazarene College in Wollaston. North Quincy scores on the tip. They're back within 3 at 11-14. Von Tam serves for North. Sorensen sets right side to Scott, blocked at the net by Connolly. Now Pettinelli blocked again by Connolly. And a lift call on Sorensen of Quincy as she and Pettinelli, who are both setters, each went to set that ball. And in the confusion, a setting error. Sorensen outside to O'Sullivan. Pass the block, dug by Ciccone. And Scott went to tip the overpass, missed it, and it falls on the Quincy side for a North Quincy point. North Quincy 13, Quincy 14. Tam brought up by Cahill. Again outside to O'Sullivan. Tip past the block where it's dug by O'Toole. O'Toole pushes to the corner. And Sorensen sets it back row to Cahill. Ciccone is blocked at the net by O'Sullivan. We have a big crowd here tonight. About 500-600 people here filling the Eastern Nazarene gym. Got some latecomers still coming in. Sorensen back set to O'Sullivan on the slide, and Nicole O'Sullivan hits it through the block for a Quincy point. Quincy again by 3 at 16-13. O'Toole back sets to Wong, hits it off the block, it's dug. Outside to Lamb just over the net. O'Toole to Hong this time, and Alicia Hong puts down a cross-court winner. So after initial flurry at the beginning of this game of service aces and service errors, both teams have gotten into their offense, and we're seeing some consistent flow to this match. O'Toole to Hong. Cross court, dug by Scott. Scott now from the back row, dug by Tam. That's over the net, put down by Pettinelli. Tam. Now Hong pushes far corner. O'Sullivan from the middle, tips over the block. North converges, pops it up, and Tam bumps over for North. Sorensen outside, and it's blocked down by Connolly and O'Toole. North with the point, and they've closed to within 1 at 15-16. Maria Delacroce with the serve. She puts it into the top of the net. Quincy with the point on that service error. Number 11, setter Andrea Pettinelli serves for Quincy. Ciccone brought that up nicely, but Connolly hits it long. Quincy with the point. Quincy back by 3, 18-15. Pettinelli serves, and that's long. Point North Quincy. Back to the service line for North. Number 17, Alicia Hong. Topspin serve. Pettinelli mishandles, service ace for North. Hong again. This time O'Sullivan gets a back set from Sorensen and puts it away. Nicole O'Sullivan, likely to be an all-state selection. She's had a very impressive career at Quincy High School. 4-year starter. Connolly hits it right side from North for North. Cahill pass the block, dug by Hong. Outside to Ciccone, tips over the block and puts it down for a kill. North Quincy back within one at 18-19. Lauren Akins in the front row for North. Sorensen bumps back. O'Sullivan pushes it over. O'Toole, high outside set to Ciccone over the block. Dug by O'Sullivan. And now O'Toole bumps it over. Quincy bumps back. O'Toole, middle set to Akins, who pushes, and a double contact is called. Lauren Akins with the hitting error. Quincy with the point. Quincy up again by 2 at 20-18. Leanna Lamb serving for Quincy, and a setter dump by senior setter Kristen O'Toole. Goes for a kill. Quincy back, North Quincy rather, back within one. 19-20. Wee Watukin in to serve for North Quincy. She had a service error the first time she came in. This time she puts it over. Sorensen dumps back for Quincy. Delacroce sets outside. Ciccone off the block, and it's popped straight up by O'Sullivan off the rafters and straight down. North with the point, and we're tied at 20 in game one. Sorensen back set to Cahill. Connolly with the dig, but Akins bumps it into the net. Substitutions for North. Kristen O'Toole back in. Virginia Wong back in the front row. Sorensen serves. Quincy by 1, 21-20. Back row set to Connolly. It's Dug. Cahill pass the block. Dug by Hong. Ciccone rolls over the block. Dug by Lamb. Now Ashley Scott goes down the line for a kill. Junior outside hitter, Ashley Scott. If Scott can get her game going tonight, Quincy is going to be difficult to handle. Ciccone hits right side and puts it in the middle of the court for a kill. Kendra Ciccone brings North back within one at 21-22. Marilia Pereira in to serve for North Quincy, replacing Kendra Ciccone. And she puts it into the net. Ciccone will come right back in. Serving very important in rally scoring, as each missed serve counts as a point for the opposing team. And Nicole Cahill with the top spin ace. Quincy up by 3 rather, 24-21. O'Toole sets on, blocked back. Double block there, put up by Andrea Pettinelli and Nicole O'Sullivan. Quincy by 4, 25-21. O'Toole back set to Virginia Wong. It's dug by Sorensen. Now outside to Scott, and Scott hits it into the net. In to serve for North Quincy, number 4, Yvonne Tam. And Sorensen can't play that pass out of the net. That goes for a service ace for Tam. North within 2 at 23-25. This time Sorensen sets back row to Cahill. O'Toole, middle set to Connolly, who tips. And confusion on the Quincy side as 4 Quincy players converged on that third ball, but none of them made a play. And North with another point. They're within 1. Outside set now to O'Sullivan, who tools the block. Quincy 26, North Quincy 24. And Scott with a service error. She hit that ball under the net. North will get the serve, trailing 25-26. Maria Delacroce at the service line for North Quincy. Petnelli back set to O'Sullivan, who tips over the block. O'Toole bumps it up for Hong, who back sets, and that goes for a kill. Alicia Hong with the kill. And we're tied at 26. Quincy takes a timeout. And we'll switch it over to our analyst tonight, Chris Prendeville. Chris, what do you think so far of the action?
Well, I think there's been no surprise, Ken, because we expected a real close back and forth match, and that's what we're getting, and it's a tie score. I'd have to say O'Sullivan has really stepped it up. She's got 4 kills tonight. Cahill has 3, as you mentioned at the beginning, right behind. But Ashley Scott seems to step up her game. She's got a couple of kills and a couple of aces for the Quincy Presidents. On North Quincy's side, Kendra Ciccone is on fire. She's got 5 kills for the Red Raiders, and Alicia Wan has 2. Basically, I see these teams duking it out defensively. You can tell both Coach Rendell and Coach Barrett both went and watched the other matches that each other played because they were on different nights, and they know what to expect offensively, and they're setting up their defense perfectly. So you're getting a lot of long rallies. Nobody wants to give up the point, and they're swinging it. So it's going to be an interesting ending, Ken.
Okay, we're back to action. Erin Connolly, surprisingly, no kills so far tonight for North Quincy. Delacroce serves it up for North. Cahill from the back row. North keeps it alive, though, as Hong bumps it over. And Cahill bumps it back. O'Toole sets it over the net, and O'Sullivan is right there to put it away off the block. So Quincy takes a 1-point lead. Game to 30. The winning team must win by 2 points. Andrea Petnelli serves it up for Quincy. O'Toole, outside set to Connolly. And she gets a kill as Scott can't bring it up. And that's Erin's first kill of the evening. We're tied at 27. Alicia Hong at the service line. And that topspin serve goes just long. Quincy with the point. Nicole O'Sullivan at the service line for Quincy. Nicole Cahill, her opposite middle hitter, in the front row now. O'Toole bumps it up for Ciccone, who rolls it over. Now Lamb hits over for Quincy. Ciccone again rolls, where it's dug by O'Sullivan, and Cahill on the slide is dug by Tam. Connolly hits middle, up off the block, and Scott couldn't bring it up. North with the point. We're tied at 28. Lauren Akins back in for North Quincy in the front row. Erin Connolly serves. Sorensen sets outside to Cahill, and she puts it down for a kill. Nicole Cahill hitting deep middle. Connolly made a stab for that ball, couldn't get to it. And Quincy has its first game point. Leanna Lamb will serve for game 1. O'Toole sets outside to Ciccone. Petnelli sets outside to Scott, dug by Hong. O'Toole with the dump. Cahill pushes. And O'Toole tips for North. Cahill hits the first ball over. Connolly hits back row. And that goes down for a kill. We're tied at 29, and the suspense this evening is already building We're just in game one. Winnie Wiwatukin in to serve for North. Sorensen bumps back for Cahill, who tips over where it's done by Hong. Delacroce sets. And Ciccone scores on a tip shot. And North has a game point at 30-29. Number 19, Christina Ford in replacing Lauren Akins for North. And Christine Barrett calls a timeout with North Quincy at game point 30-29. I'll turn it over to Chris Prendeville.
Wow, Ken, as you said, momentum, the crowd is just going wild here. And again, Kendra Ciccone is the one really picking up the Red Raiders over here. She is a senior captain, and she's up to now 6 kills for her credit. She's leading the match on both sides with the most kills, whereas Sullivan and Cahill are doing their best, but they need to put a couple more down here and beat the North Quincy defense if they want this side out. And remember, in volleyball, you have to win by 2.
So North will be looking out to close out this game one rather. They have the serve. And the pressure is on Quincy. Winnie Wiwatukin at the service line for North. And it goes for a service ace. And North comes back to take a game one victory, 31-29. And the North Quincy fans congregated on the opposite side of our stands are going wild. Game two will resume after the teams switch sides in a short break. We'll be back after a brief pause in the action.
You're watching QATV, national winner of the Overall Excellence Award from the Alliance for Community Media. Stay tuned for more award-winning local programming.
Loud music, big crowd, a party atmosphere here at Eastern Nazarene College for this State Division I Central Sectional Final between the number 8 seed North Quincy Raiders and the number 3 seed Quincy Lady Presidents. North has taken a game one victory by a score of 31-29 in our best of 5 match. Chris Prendeville, what were the keys to game one?
Defense was the key, no question about it. Coach Rendell properly prepared his kids for where Sullivan and where Cahill were going to hit. They've dug so many of their balls, as well as Cahill and Sullivan and Scott are playing. The ball keeps coming up on the North Quincy side. Quincy, defense is looking okay. They need to ratchet it up a little. They've had some confusion a few times where the ball is dropped, and that's not excusable. They're all aggressive players, and to be looking at a ball when it drops is just not acceptable for any Quincy team. And so they need to pick up their pace on their defense a little bit. Their offense is spread around better than I've ever seen it, but North is just picking it up. So again, ratchet it up here on the defense, and this could be an interesting second game.
Okay, the teams have switched sides. North Quincy in the red on left, on your viewing left on the right. Quincy in their white uniforms with blue trim. At the service line for Quincy, Nicole Cahill. And she starts it out with the service ace. As Chris said, Quincy is going to have to ratchet it up. They're going to need some of the senior leadership, and their team is loaded with seniors. They were been through the wars last year, dropping the sectional final at Hudson High School to this North Quincy team. Quincy defense a little tentative. They watched a few free balls drop and hit the floor, and as Chris said, that really isn't excusable for a team to play at this level. Defense is the key in volleyball. Defense is necessary for teams to get into their offense. And on the North Quincy side, the North Quincy team had a considerable contribution by senior outside hitter Kendra Ciccone. We talked at the beginning of the match that North would need some offensive firepower coming from players other than junior Aaron Connolly, and Ciccone filled that role in game 1 with 5 kills. Quincy, 6 kills, make that 6, check that. So we're in game 2. Quincy holds an early 2-0 lead. O'Sullivan puts it down the middle, and Aaron Connolly looking at Kristen O'Toole as that ball hit the floor. Inbounds, Quincy 3, North 0. Cahill continues at the service line for Quincy, and Ciccone shanks that ball out of bounds. Goes for a service ace, and Quincy is up by 4. That was their largest lead of game 1, and they've matched it here in early game 2 action. O'Toole back set to Virginia Wong, off the block. Pettinelli sets middle to O'Sullivan, who pushes it over, and Ciccone dove, couldn't bring it up, and Quincy now out to their biggest lead of the match at 5-0 in game 2. O'Toole dumps, and it's kept alive by Quincy. Sorensen rolls it over. Wong now sets outside. Hong off the block. And bump middle to O'Sullivan, who hits it into the net.
Okay, Nicole.
North with their first point of game 2. Yvonne Tam up to serve for North Quincy. Tam with the long floater. It's brought up. Hit over by Cahill from the back row. Ciccone with a nice one-handed stab there to keep the ball alive. Now Sorensen back sets to O'Sullivan, who pushes to the corner. Ciccone again with the dig. Hong bumps it over short. Sorensen keeps it alive, and O'Sullivan sees that empty deep corner and pushes it there for a kill. Nicole O'Sullivan with her 3rd kill in early game 2 action, and Quincy is up 6-1. Virginia Wong goes cross court from the right side. Stug bumped over by Pettinelli for Quincy. Ciccone just over the net. Pushed over again by O'Sullivan, and a double contact is called on Nicole O'Sullivan. Our up referee tonight, Brian Nobrega, with that call. Maria Delacroce to serve for North. Pettinelli back set to O'Sullivan, goes cross court, and a lift call on Maria Delacroce. Quincy with the point. Quincy 7, North Quincy 2. Long serve. Scott digs. Pettinelli sets outside to Leanna Lamb. She hits it into the middle of the net. North Quincy with the point. North Quincy 3. Quincy 7. North took game 1 in our best of 5, 31-29. Alicia Wong with the short serve. Quincy can't control it, goes for an ace. Virginia Hong continues to serve for North. Lamb bumps it up for O'Sullivan. Over the block, but just long. Point North Quincy. North Quincy 5, Quincy 7. Hong with the short serve this time. Sorensen hits from the outside. Hong now puts it over from the back row, and that goes out of bounds. Quincy with the point. Quincy leads 8-5. Senior middle hitter Nicole O'Sullivan at the service line for Quincy. Serve clips the net. And Hong hits it over for North. Pettinelli outside set to Lamb, over the block, dug by Hong. Hong again from the back row, and she hits it down the line for a kill. Alicia Hong with the kill. North within 2 at 6-8. Lauren Akins back in for North Quincy. North a little deeper team than Quincy. Quincy basically sticks to the 6 players they have on the court. Fill a variety of roles. North freely substitutes. Uses about 10 players. Ciccone with the kill for North Quincy. Kendra Ciccone brings North to within 1 at 7-8. Erin Connolly serves. And Sorensen goes to tip. Doesn't clear the net, and she's called for a lift. Violation. North has tied it at 8, so the early Quincy lead has been closed as North ties it up. Cahill goes line for a kill. Nicole Cahill.
Every time, ref.
Another likely all-state selection. Leanna Lamb serves, long floater, is bumped up and pushed over from the back row by Erin Connolly. Sorensen sets outside to Scott, who hits it through the hands of Maria Dela Croce for the kill. Quincy by 2 at 10-8. And Lamb serve goes long. Point, North Quincy. Winnie Wewatukin in to replace Kristen O'Toole. She's one of North Quincy's serving specialists. Sorensen dumps it over. And some confusion again. Connolly called for that ball. She was going to push. Akins moved in, and Connolly backed off. Quincy with the point. Virginia Wong now in for North. And Sorensen serves it long. Marilia Pereira in to serve for North Quincy.
Number 14, Marilia Pereira.
She's the other serving specialist for North Quincy. Sorensen sets it back row to O'Sullivan, who attempted to push it over, and she put it into the net. So we're tied once again, this time at 11. We're in game 2 from Eastern Nazarene College, and Pereira serves it down the line for an ace. North Quincy grabs its first lead of game 2 at 12-11. Cahill bumps it up, and now bumped over by Pettinelli. O'Toole back sets to Virginia Wong, who hits a flat-footed ball over. Middle set to Cahill, and Cahill hits it wide. So North goes up by 2 at 13-11.
Right, Q, here we go, Q.
Pereira again with the serve, and Lamb looked at that as it landed in the corner for an ace. Marilia Pereira with her second ace in this sequence of serves. And North is up by 3, but Pereira puts it into the net. Quincy will get it back, trailing 12-14. Ciccone back in for North Quincy. Nicole Cahill at the service line. O'Toole sets right side to Wong. Wong hits it over. Now Pettinelli rolls it over for Quincy. Back row set to Connolly, dug by Lamb, but Sorensen can't get to it. Aaron Connolly with the kill for North Quincy. North again by 3 at 15-12. Yvonne Tam, the libero wearing the black jersey for North Quincy into serve. Scott bumps it up off the rafter, falls down for an ace. And North has opened up a 4-point lead. And Quincy coach Christine Barrett has seen enough. She calls timeout. Chris Prendeville, what's your analysis so far of game 2?
North Quincy has really stepped it up on their serving right now. They have only missed one serve in the game 2 here, and Quincy's already missed 2. And their serve receive is falling apart on Quincy's side right now. They're giving up points that they shouldn't be giving up. And Ken, you mentioned that North does have a bench that comes in quite frequently with substitutions, where Quincy's really got to gut it out with their 6 that are much stronger than some of the kids that are coming up for next year, but just aren't quite ready. So Christine has really got to get them pumped up right now, and they've come from behind, trailing like 9 or 10 points in other games. So you got to believe Quincy can do it again. They need a little confidence, but they have to get their serve receive going.
Quincy has come back. This is a game that carries a lot more significance than the other 2. And I'm sure that Quincy coach Christine Barrett doesn't want to see her squad dig themselves into a hole that's too deep for them to overcome. Tam with the serve. Pettinelli pushes it over from the middle. O'Toole bumps it up with one hand. And now Tam hits it over from the back row. That's over. Hong hits it over for North. Middle set to O'Sullivan, and she puts it away for a kill. Nicole O'Sullivan. She can be an unstoppable hitting force at the net. Can Quincy get her the ball? And Connolly for North hits it into the net. Quincy back within 2 at 14-16. So after the Quincy timeout, Quincy has come out to score 2 straight points. Can they keep it going and get back into this game too? Virginia Wong hits it over nicely from the right side. Now O'Sullivan tips. Dug by Wong. And Connolly hits it past the block for a kill. Aaron Connolly with the kill. That's Aaron Connolly's second kill of game 2. Maria Della Croce in replacing Wong. And she'll serve it up for North Quincy. Pettinelli bumps outside to Leanna Lamb, dug by Ciccone. Outside set to Alicia Hong. Dug by Cahill. Middle set now to O'Sullivan. Off the block and down for a kill. Nicole O'Sullivan with her 6th kill already in game 2. O'Sullivan has accounted for over a third of the Quincy points here in game 2, if my math holds correct. Alicia Hong hits it over for North. Now another middle set to O'Sullivan. She tips, O'Toole blocks, or digs rather, and Della Croce put up the set, and North looked at it, hit the floor. Quincy within 1. So after that Quincy timeout, Quincy is close to within 1, but North up now by 2 on that Pettinelli service error. Alicia Hong, senior co-captain, at the service line for North Quincy. Lamb sets right side to O'Sullivan off the block. Nicole O'Sullivan, kill number 7 in game 2. Now she moves to the back row. Nicole Cahill in the front. And she'll be getting a lot of the sets. O'Sullivan just over the net. O'Toole sets outside. Ciccone tips it over. Cahill past the block in the corner for a kill. a net violation call on Aaron Connolly. Quincy point. Either way. O'Toole goes to tip and she misses the ball. And Quincy grabs the lead at 19-18. Off the net, O'Toole bumps it up, bumped over by North. Pettinelli sets middle to Cahill. Cahill, that's a tough set for a hitter, and Cahill put that into the net. We're tied at 19. Lauren Akins back in for North Quincy. Aaron Connolly at the service line. That ball just clears the net. And Cahill puts it over. A lift call on Akins for North. Nice hustle play there by Nicole Cahill as she rushed up from deep in the court to push that ball over the net. Ciccone off the block and up. Bumped up by Lamb. Sorensen sets Scott. It's blocked right back down by O'Toole. Kristen O'Toole on the solo block. And we're tied at 20. Tonight's winner will go to the state final. That's going to be played Saturday night at Shrewsbury High School at 7:30. Cahill past the block, dug by Hong. Connolly rolls it over from the back row. Sorensen sets outside to Scott, who tips by the block, dug by Weewatukin. Akins tips over, and Cahill tips right back. Off the North Quincy defense, and out of play for a kill.
O'Toole, 6, Virginia Wong.
Quincy by 1 at 21-20. Sorensen serving for Quincy. Virginia Wong hits it over. It's dug by Lamb. Punched up, but Quincy can't keep it alive. As Sorensen fisted that ball, it was outside the antenna. Scott attempted to fist it up as well. It did not clear the net. We're tied again, this time at 21. Marilia Pereira into serve for North Quincy. Long floater bumped up by Lamb. O'Sullivan hits it over back row, and a lift call on Alicia Hong as she attempted to keep that shank pass alive. Quincy again by 1. Nicole Cahill at the service line. Connolly rolls it over, dug by Lamb. Middle set is tight, kept alive by O'Sullivan. Bumped over by Pettinelli for Quincy. O'Toole back sets to Wong. Dug by Cahill, nice pass. Middle set to O'Sullivan. And that ball looked like it might have been going long. Connolly tried to one-hand it, it went out of bounds. Point, Quincy by 2 at 23-21. Cahill continues to serve for Quincy. O'Toole sets outside to Alicia Hong. Off the block, nice dig there by Scott. Pushed over by Wong for North Quincy. Sorensen sets middle to O'Sullivan, past the block and down. Nicole O'Sullivan with the kill. And that's kill number 10 for Nicole O'Sullivan in game 2. She's back in the front row. Cahill continues to serve. And a lift call as O'Toole attempted a setter dump on a low pass. And up referee Brian Nobrega called her for that violation. And Quincy has jumped out to a 25-21 lead. North Quincy calls a timeout. Chris, what's happened since that Quincy timeout?
I think Quincy got pumped. I think Quincy decided they're going to start attacking the ball more. O'Sullivan is being harassed a little bit by the North fans, and instead of folding, I think O'Sullivan is just saying, okay, I'll bring it on, and she's bringing it on as best as she can. excellent work from the service line and back row, and now just crushing the ball from in front row. And she's not going to give up this game to North in any way, shape, or fashion. So I think the difference right now is O'Sullivan.
Nicole O'Sullivan has been a dominant force tonight at the net. She's really taken over in game 2. She's taken on the role that she needs to take on with this Quincy team, and that is to be very offensive-minded. Can Quincy keep pushing on and take this game 2 to tie it up in our best-of-5 match? We'll see as the teams return to the court. Nicole O'Sullivan continues to serve for Quincy. Cahill, check that, Nicole Cahill. It's easy to get those Nicoles confused. Hong off the block for North. O'Sullivan again, dug by O'Toole, it's up in the rafters. Now bumped over by Akins. Sorensen, back set to O'Sullivan, she goes cross court for the kill. Nicole O'Sullivan putting on a show here in game 2. And number 19, Christina Ford, will come in for North Quincy, replacing Lauren Akins. Quincy 26, North Quincy 21. O'Toole back sets to Virginia Wong, and she goes cross court for a kill. Virginia Wong, number 6, she's a freshman. Yvonne Tam serving for North Quincy. Sorensen sets back row to Cahill, rolls it over, and that falls short. 4 point. That's Cahill's 4th kill in game 2. Ashley Scott at the service line for Quincy. Wong goes deep, and O'Sullivan can't control. Virginia Wong with the kill for North Quincy. North Quincy 23, Quincy 27. Maria Delacroce in to serve for North. Pettinelli sets outside to Leanna Lamb off the block, and it gets by the defense for a kill. Leanna Lamb with the kill for Quincy. Quincy within 2 of a game 2 victory, leading 28-23. Setter Andrea Pettinelli at the service line. And that serve goes long. Quincy 24, North Quincy 28. Alicia Hong at the service line. O'Sullivan pushes it just long. Point North Quincy. North within 3 at 25-28. And Quincy coach Christine Barrett calls timeout. North has closed what was a 5-point lead by Quincy into a 3-point lead. Chris, what does Quincy need to do to close out this game 2?
Quincy needs to settle down and basically pass this ball. You know they're going to set O'Sullivan. It's a matter of which set they're going to use, front middle set or a slide set to the back. And they need the side out here. They get the side out, they're looking at game points with a 5-point chance of winning, so with 5 error possibilities. So they really need this side out immediately, and I think you're going to see a little bit of an adjustment in the serve receive, just so that they can maybe get O'Sullivan more into the passing lane with Cahill, and I think that's what I'm seeing right now.
Again, North Quincy took game 1, 31-29. Quincy looking to tie it up here. They're within 2, but North Quincy has the serve. One of their more effective servers, Alicia Hong, at the service line. Lamb bumps it up. O'Sullivan pushes corner. It's dug by Tam for North Quincy. Now Connolly with a middle hit that goes for a kill. That's Aaron Connolly's third kill of game 2. North within 2 at 26-28. O'Sullivan with the pass off the net. She's able to hit it over though. And now Connolly is set on the slide. Blocked at the net, falls on the north side. Into the lap of Kendra Ciccone. That would have been a lift. And Quincy has a game point in game 2, but O'Sullivan serves it into the net. And North saves its first game point in game 2. Aaron Connolly serves it for North Quincy. Another pass that's at the net, tipped over by Sorensen. Now O'Toole pushes over for North Quincy. Sorensen on the back set to Cahill. It's Doug. Ciccone from the outside rolls cross court. Scott cannot control for Quincy. North Quincy with the point. They're within 1 at 28-29. Connolly again serving for North Quincy. Good pass to Sorensen, who sets to Cahill. And a net call on number 19, Christina Ford, gives Quincy the game 2 victory, 30-28. So we're tied at 1 game apiece. We'll be back after a break. The teams will switch sides. We're broadcasting tonight from Eastern Nazarene College for this Division I Central sectional final between the North Quincy Raiders and the Quincy Lady Presidents. Back to action after this break.
You're watching QATV, national winner of the Overall Excellence Award from the Alliance for Community Media. Stay tuned for more award-winning local programming.
This is Ken Sherloff broadcasting from Eastern Nazarene College tonight. We're here for the Central Division I sectional final. Here for our color commentary and analysis, our expert analysis, I should say, is Chris Prendeville, Director of Mass Juniors. And Chris, we're tied 1 game apiece after the first 2 games. What do you see in these 2 teams that they need to do to close out this match?
Well, Quincy needs to have a little more consistency. I'd say that, they really stepped it up there at the end. O'Sullivan, as we said, came through for them. Cahill stepped it up. She did a great job. But they need a little more consistency in serve receive. They can't give up the points, and they can't give up the serves. They've given up 5 missed serves, so 5 points that North got in that game were handouts versus North only giving up 1. So that's a difference right there. North wants to stay in this match. They're going to have to continue what they're doing, serve tough, and just get a little more offense out of that team, where Quincy really has to step it up on the service line and in serve receive.
Okay, we're returning to action. This is game 3. Quincy won game 1, or North Quincy won game 1 rather, 31-29. Quincy the victor in game 2, 30-28. So both games closely contested. Each team winning by the narrowest of margins. That is 2 points. Quincy starts out with the first point in game 3. Quincy on your viewing left in the white with blue trim. North Quincy on your right in red with the white trim. Aaron Connolly puts it down for a kill for North Quincy. Aaron Connolly looking to get untracked a little bit here in game 3. She had several kills in each of the first 2 games, but wasn't a huge presence on the court. Leanna Lamb hits it over for Quincy. A middle set now to Connolly. Dug by Cahill, but it goes out of bounds. So Connolly making her presence known right away here in game 3 as she scores the first 2 points for North Quincy. Maria Delacroce serving for North. Pettinelli sets middle to O'Sullivan, and Nicole O'Sullivan picks up right where she left off in game 2. O'Sullivan trying to air out that shoulder. She's had some injury problems during the year, but has persevered throughout. And now a service area by Andrea Pettinelli gives North Quincy another lead, this time at 3-2. Virginia Hong serves it up for North, and she puts it into the net. We're tied at 3. Tonight's match, as are all state tournament matches, our best of 5, regular season, our best of 3. Each game played to 30, except game 5, if necessary, played to 15, as Nicole O'Sullivan has just scored another Quincy point on a service ace. Quincy in the lead 4-3 in game 3. And another service ace for Nicole O'Sullivan. Quincy 5, North Quincy 3. Tam bumps it up. It's tipped over by O'Toole. That ball's at the net. Tipped over by Sorensen for a kill. Rebecca Sorensen with the point for Quincy. Quincy 6, North Quincy 3. Will the game 2 victory give Quincy the confidence to move on here in game 3 and take it as well? This is a senior-laden team. A couple of these players, Nicole Cahill, Nicole O'Sullivan, have been starters since they were freshmen. Rebecca Sorensen, I believe, since she was a sophomore. And this is a team that has a lot of experience. Will they fulfill that experience with the victory here tonight and take the sectional final? Quincy with the lead at 7-4. Leanna Lamb serving for Quincy. Kendra Ciccone just rolls it over the block, and she's done that a number of times tonight for a North Quincy point. Winnie Wewatukin in to serve for North Quincy. Just clears the net. O'Sullivan hits it from the back row. Connolly with the dig. And Connolly rolls it over from the back row. Pettinelli digs it up. And Cahill puts it right down. Nicole Cahill with a nice kill from the middle. Quincy leads 8-5. Virginia Wong. Kristen O'Toole back in for North Quincy. Connolly hits it over from the back row. Sullivan digs it up. Cahill on the slide. Connolly with the dig. But North Quincy can't control. Nicole Cahill with another kill for Quincy. Quincy by 4 at 9-5. Wong hits it over. Sorensen with the dig. Scott rolls it over for Quincy. O'Toole back sets to Wong. O'Sullivan pops it up. And now Pettinelli bumps it over for Quincy. O'Toole goes deep to set that ball to Hong, and she hits it into the net. Quincy's biggest lead tonight was 5. That was in game 2. They lead by 5 now as well. Ciccone goes cross court from the right side. Sorensen with the dig. Scott off the net and out of bounds. Ashley Scott, junior outside hitter, with the hitting error, gives North Quincy a point. Marilia Pereira in to serve for North Quincy. O'Sullivan with a nice pass. Cahill, it's right side. Deep middle for a kill. That's 4 kills here in game 3 for Nicole Cahill. Sorensen sets middle to O'Sullivan, who tips with the left hand. Wong again up off the block back on the north side. O'Toole sets outside this time to Alicia Hong. Cahill with the dig. Now a middle set to O'Sullivan. Nice dig by Ciccone. And O'Toole rather pushes the second ball over. Sorensen off the net. O'Toole right side set to Wong, and she hits the antenna. That's out of bounds. Quincy with the point in its largest lead of the evening at 12-6. And an ace. Nicole Cahill with the short serve that falls in for an ace. And Quincy is up by 7. But Cahill hits this one into the net. North with the point. Yvonne Tam in to serve for North Quincy. And North gives it right back with the service error of its own. Quincy again by 7, leading 14-7 in game 1. We're tied at 1 game apiece. O'Toole sets outside. That was a very difficult placement for Connolly to deal with. And Quincy leads by 8 at 15-7. Ashley Scott serving for Quincy. Virginia Wong rolls it over. Sullivan attacks the second ball. It's bumped back, and Lamb puts over the overpass for a kill. Leanna Lamb, junior outside hitter / setter, puts it down, and Quincy out to its biggest lead of the match so far, leading 16-7. Chris, game 3, tell us what's happening.
Quincy is on fire right now. They want this match so badly. As I said, Coach Barrett is just saying Hudson over and over and over, and they remember the bad taste they got when they left that gym last year, and they don't want to repeat that. They want to win this match for the 4 seniors on that court. They've worked really hard, and if it becomes an endurance match, that's going to be a tough one to call because both Jim and Chris worked their butts off with these kids. Hospital Hill, 440s, and stair workouts on Quincy's end, and that wonderful 1.5 miles that Jim is so proud of that those kids run continually to stay in shape. So I don't see one team wearing another one out. It's just going to be a matter of who's more pumped.
These are 2 well-conditioned teams, and you can tell teams that are very well-conditioned, they're going to play the tough defense. Teams that aren't as skilled, don't have the training, just aren't going to play the type of defense necessary to get to this level in the state. And we're very fortunate here in Quincy to have 2 teams playing at this level. Very fortunate. Kristen O'Toole sets outside Darren Connolly. It's blocked up. And O'Sullivan off the net and inbounds on the north side for a kill. Quincy opened up a 10-point lead at 17-7. And Quincy is beginning to go on a roll. Alicia Hahn bumps it over for North. Sorensen sets outside. Hahn with the dig. Connolly blocked right back, and a lift. As Aaron couldn't bring that block ball up cleanly, that goes for another Quincy point. Quincy now by 11. Ashley Scott continuing to serve for Quincy. Ciccone hits it long from the back row. And Quincy is up by 12. Substitution for North Quincy, number 11, Allison Opperly, in replacing Kendra Ciccone. Coach Rendell trying to mix it up here a little. Scott with the dig for Quincy. Leanna Lamb hits it over the block, just long. North Quincy with its first point in quite some time. And they trail still by 11 at 8-19 in game 3. We're tied at 1 game apiece. This is a best of 5 match. Pettinelli sets middle and Connolly stuffs Nicole O'Sullivan. North Quincy with the point. Erin Connolly, only a junior. She can be quite a presence at the net. Delacroce serving for North Quincy. Sorensen rolls it over. Opperly with the dig. Alicia Wong reaches back and puts it away cross court. So North now has run off 3 straight points. They've closed to within 9 at 10-19. Maria Delacroce continuing to serve, and a double contact is called on that set by Andrea Pettinelli. North within 8 at 11-19. And a service error by Delacroce. Gives it back over to Quincy. At the service line, making her first appearance tonight, is number 16, Nicole Kasanoff. Tight ball, and Connolly couldn't get to it. Quincy with the point. Quincy 21, North 11. And Kasanoff serves it into the net. Pettinelli back in. Ciccone back in for North Quincy. Alicia Wong at the service line for North. And that ball catches the far corner for an ace. Alicia Wong, one of the better servers, and North has a few on this squad. But can North serve tough enough in this game 3 to get back into it? They're down by 8 points, and that's a big gap to make up in rally scoring volleyball. It's considered another ace there by Hong, as Quincy can't control the serve. North Quincy 14, Quincy 21. And another ace by Alicia Hong. That's 3 aces. Hong has that top spin serve that often falls short in front of the passers on the defensive squad. O'Sullivan comes right back though. Off the block for a kill, Nicole O'Sullivan. With her 3rd kill of game 3. She had a big game in game 2. And she's at the service line now. O'Toole sets outside to Ciccone, past the block and down. Kendra Ciccone, very effective from the outside tonight for North Quincy. As she's been that second offensive weapon that North really needs to stay competitive with Quincy. Christina Ford in for North. Erin Connolly serves for North Quincy. Cahill off the block and down. Nicole Cahill with the kill. That's her 5th kill of game 3. Leanna Lamb with a nice floater, and North couldn't handle that one. Shanked out of bounds by Hong. Quincy up by 8 at 24-16. Hong this time with the pass, and Connolly rolls it over from the right side. Kept alive and bumped over by Cahill. Nice hustle by Nicole Cahill to retrieve that ball, but O'Toole thumps it right back in the middle of the court for a North Quincy point. O'Toole comes out. Winnie Watukin in to serve for North Quincy. North 17, Quincy 24. Cahill bumps it up outside for Scott. Delacroce sets middle to Ford, past the block. Middle set now to Cahill, and she taps it down past the block for a kill. Nicole Cahill with kill number 6. And when it isn't O'Sullivan, it's Cahill for Quincy. Both these senior middles are serious offensive threats. O'Toole sets right side to Ciccone. And Cahill just dumps it over the net for another Quincy point. Quincy 26, North Quincy 17. Quincy looking to grab game 3 and a 2-1 game advantage. O'Toole now called for a lift. Quincy by 10. Sorensen with the serve. O'Toole bumps it up, and that's way too deep. And Coach Jim Rendell of North Quincy has seen enough. Quincy again by 11. They lead 28-17. Is this game 3 over, Chris?
I wouldn't say it's over yet, but I'd say, Cahill right now, you may have Tim for treasurer, but you have Cahill the consistent on the volleyball court. She's made one error out there, and she's just come through for her teams, just steady play, backcourt, front court, and on the service line, and that's what her team needs. It needs a steadying influence right now. And Nicole Cahill is the star, I'd say, of game 2 for Quincy, as O'Sullivan was in game 1. They want to keep handing it off. That could be something that's going to ride Quincy through this match. And again, right now, North just seems a little bit discouraged. Jimmy's got to pump them up and turn their attitudes around, and he's right now in their faces pretty much, talking to each and every kid on the bench, so we'll see what they come out looking like.
So we're going to return to game 3 action. Quincy holding a commanding 28-17 lead. North trying to hope to make a little run here at the end of game 3 to give them some momentum into game 4, but Quincy has totally dominated game 3 action here, taking their largest leads of the match. However, just then Rebecca Sorensen served it long. It gives North the serve back. North still down by 10 though at 18-28. Marilia Pereira in to serve for North Quincy. Cahill on the back set hits it wide. North 19, Quincy 28. Pereira continues to serve for North Quincy. Sorensen bumps it over for Quincy. Pereira passes it up. Virginia Wong hits it over. It's Doug. Now middle set to Cahill, who tips. Pereira with the dig. O'Toole back sets to Wong. Sorensen with the dig. Middle set to Cahill. Cahill attacks. Dug by O'Toole. Off the net. And down on the North Quincy side. So Nicole Cahill with another kill. That's kill number 8 in game 3. Cahill will go to the service line for Quincy, looking to close out this match as they lead 29-19. O'Toole sets outside to Alicia Hong. Off the block, dug by Cahill. Middle set now to O'Sullivan. Dug by Connolly. O'Toole pushes. Sorensen sets outside to Scott. Blocked right back by Wong. O'Toole outside to Alicia Hahn. Nice dig by Cahill. Middle set to O'Sullivan, and she puts it away. Nicole O'Sullivan finishes off game 3 with a kill, and Quincy wins game 3, 30-19. They take a 2-1 lead going into game 4 and look to close it out in game 4 and take this Central sectional final If they do so, they'll go on to Tewksbury High School for Saturday night's State Division I Championship. We'll be back with Game 4 action after this break.
You're watching QATV, national winner of the Overall Excellence Award from the Alliance for Community Media. Stay tuned for more award-winning local programming.
Quincy looks anxious to close out this match. They're already on the court ready to go with a minute left in our break time. And after that Game 3 trouncing of North Quincy, it's easy to understand why. Tonight's match being played at Eastern Nazarene College. We have a huge crowd here tonight of Scholastic supporters. This is like the Turkey Day match of volleyball here. And it's not guaranteed to happen every year. But for the second year in a row, Quincy is playing North Quincy for the sectional final. Last year, North Quincy won in 5. This year, can Quincy turn the tables and make it to the state final? We'll find out very soon. Quincy will start out in the serve. They're on the right side of your screen in the white. North Quincy on your left in red. And Quincy gets the first point on an Alicia Wong hitting error. Nicole Cahill serving for North Quincy. Kristen O'Toole, back row set to Von Tam, and that goes out of bounds. Quincy 2, North Quincy 0. Quincy won both regular season contests between these two teams, 2 games to 1. And Nicole O'Sullivan steps right up out of the middle and smacks that ball down for a kill. Nicole O'Sullivan, very impressive tonight. That's her 21st kill. Nicole Cahill right behind her with 17. Our hitting leaders for North Quincy have been Kendra Ciccone with 11, Erin Connolly with 8. And that superior hitting power for Quincy has translated into a 2-game to 1 lead. Here we're in Game 4. Kristen O'Toole comes out with the tip and gets North on the scoreboard with its first point in Game 4. They trail 1-4. Maria Delacroce up to serve for North. Rebecca Sorensen sets outside to O'Sullivan, who tips past the block. O'Toole sets middle to Connolly, up off the block, and it falls in for a kill. Erin Connolly with the kill for North Quincy. North Quincy coach Jim Rendell has his team standing up, no longer sitting in their seats. You know he means business now. But North is going to have to win these last 2 games to win this match. And the way Quincy is rolling now, that's going to be a difficult thing to do. Ashley Scott, dug by Tam for North Quincy. Sorensen rolls it over. And O'Toole sets middle to Connolly. Past the block. And a net violation on number 15, Nicole O'Sullivan. Gives North Quincy the point. They're within 2 at 3-5. North Quincy was able to hang around in both games 1 and 2, getting a victory in Game 1. But Quincy steamrolled to a large margin in Game 3. I believe led by as many as 12 points, and North was not competitive in that Game 3. A double contact violation called on the setter for Quincy. North is tied now with Quincy at 5 apiece. Alicia Hong serves it just wide. Quincy with the point. Nicole Kasanoff wearing the blue Libero jersey for Quincy into serve. Long serve goes through the hands of Yvonne Tam, but is now bumped over. Sorensen sets O'Sullivan, bumped up by Delacroce, now bumped over by North. Tipped over by Sorensen. Outside set to Ciccone, over the block, dug by Cahill. Back row set to Cahill, dug by Tam. O'Toole sets middle, off the block, and in for a kill. Erin Connolly with the kill for North. We're tied at 6. Lauren Akins in for North Quincy. Erin Connolly at the service line. Short serve just goes over the net. Ciccone hits cross court and in. Kendra Ciccone with the kill for North. Connolly continues to serve. Nice pass by Cahill. Tight set, tipped over by O'Sullivan. And Ciccone rolled that set up in the air. O'Sullivan out of the middle, blocked by Akins. Bumped over by Quincy. Short ball. Hit over by Hong. Nice dig by Cahill. O'Sullivan sets outside. Another tight ball, bumped up by Ciccone. Connolly hits it over from the back row. And Ciccone puts down the overpass. North grabs a 2-point lead at 8-6. Leanna Lamb sets right side to O'Sullivan. Off the block, dug by Connolly, and O'Toole tips it into the net. Quincy with the point. Nicole O'Sullivan serving for Quincy. Slide set to Akins, who hits cross court. That's over. And Hong came up from the back row to play that ball and could not control. Falls in for a Quincy point. O'Toole pops it up and over. Sorensen bumps up. Pettinelli bumps to the net. Cahill tips. It's over. Lamb taps down the overpass for a kill. Quincy back in the lead at 9-8. And O'Sullivan serves an ace. Quincy by 2. Connolly's pass is at the net, and O'Toole fists it back out of bounds. Quincy by 3. Quincy on a little roll here with Nicole O'Sullivan at the service line. They've scored 4, make that 5 points now on Nicole O'Sullivan's serve, and they've opened a 4-point lead. O'Toole rather, sets outside. Ciccone taps it over the block and down for a kill. Kendra Ciccone with her 3rd kill of game 3. North climbs to within 3 at 9-12. Winiwiwatukin up to serve, and she totally mishits that ball. Service error, point Quincy. Quincy again by 4 at 13-9. Substitutes for North. Virginia Wong back in. O'Toole back in to set. Leanna Lamb with the short serve off the net and bumped out of bounds. Quincy by 5 at 14-9. Leanna Lamb serving for Quincy. Ciccone misfires on that pass, and North Quincy's serve receive, which has looked so strong in these last few matches, has fallen apart in game 4. Virginia Wong over the block, dug by Lamb. Sorensen sets middle to Cahill, and Cahill puts it away for the kill. Quincy has opened a 16-9 lead. And when will Jim Rendell call his first time out of game 4? As Leanna Lamb puts down another service ace. That's 4 service aces for Quincy in game 4. And there's another one as Lamb's floater is misplayed by Yvonne Tam. Tam comes out, Connolly back in. Another float serve popped up by Connolly. Outside set to Wong off the block. It's dug by Pettinelli. Sorensen sets middle to Cahill, and Cahill puts it away. Quincy 18, 19. Quincy 19, North Quincy 9. Quincy leads by 10, and North Quincy coach Jim Rendell calls timeout. Chris, game 4, your analysis.
I think North Quincy has run out of gas. They are not playing the defense or the serve receive that they played in games 1 through 3. They're not moving. They're sort of looking at each other. And Coach Rendell really has to see if he can get them back in the game mentally, because I think the way they're standing right now, body language just says we're not going to do it. Where Quincy is almost carnivorous, and they want this so badly that between Cahill and O'Sullivan and now Lamb stepping it up, they're doing the job, and they want to come out of here with the sectional title to go up against probably Barnstable.
Probably Barnstable, we say, because Barnstable, over the past 2 years, has been undefeated. They've only lost 1 game in that entire time, and that was the other night when they defeated New Bedford 3-1. They'll face Chelmsford in the state semifinal between the South and the North divisional winners. And Quincy has actually played Barnstable this year. The match did not count against Quincy's record, as Quincy was allowed to drop that match from their record. But Quincy was very competitive, losing the 2 games by scores of 30-28 and 30-25. North Quincy also played Barnstable and were, to put it charitably, defeated handily. But here in game 4, Quincy looking for the Central divisional win, and they lead 29. When North puts the ball back, Cahill and O'Sullivan have been the dominant forces at the net. Ciccone keeps that ball alive for North. Connolly rolls it over from the back row. Sorensen on the slide to Cahill. Dug by Connolly. Hong hits it over from the back row. And the bump set goes out of bounds. North with the point. North trails, though, by 11. 21-10. To serve for North Quincy. Outside set to Scott, and she tools the block. Ashley Scott with the kill. And Quincy gets Pereira out of the serve. So when you have a tough server, is exactly what you want to do as a defense. Pass that ball and get into your offense, put it away. Overpass, put down by Cahill. Nice dig by Ciccone. Connolly rolls it over from the back row where Sorensen digs for Quincy. Outside to Scott, and Scott, very confident approach and attack on that ball, and she puts it away in the middle of the court. Quincy with their largest lead of game 4, 23-10. O'Toole sets outside to Alicia Hong, dug by Lamb. Sorensen back set to Cahill. She mishits, but even when she mishits, that goes for a kill. And Nicole Cahill now has 4 kills in game 4. Substitution for North Quincy, Christina Ford and Rebecca Sorensen at the service line for Quincy, and she puts it into the net. Point North Quincy. Yvonne Tam in to serve for North. And a service error by Yvonne Tam gives it right back to Quincy. Quincy 25, North Quincy 11. Quincy looking to make up for about a year's worth of lost time here, as they were the favorite last year at Hudson High School. They came out, looked flat, and wound up losing in a 5-set match to North. They're getting their revenge here tonight and are looking out to close out their crosstown rival and win the Division I sectional final. North Quincy with a rare point. In for North Quincy, number 5, Sarah Gorham. She's in replacing Virginia Wong. She'll go to the service line, and she serves it into the net. Jim Rendell giving all his seniors at least a moment in the sun here tonight, as North is about to go down in this match. Jenny Wong now in for North Quincy. O'Toole sets back row to Ciccone. Ciccone steps up, rolls it over. Sorensen sets middle to O'Sullivan, dug by Ciccone, but North cannot control. And Quincy is within 2. Another substitution here for North Quincy. And for North will be number 13, Kim Nguyen. Ashley Scott at the service line for Quincy. Outside set to Connolly, and Connolly hits it off the antenna. And Quincy has match point at 29-12 in game 4. One final substitution perhaps for North Quincy is number 7, Carrie Downs, enters the match with Ashley Scott at the service line for Quincy. And a short serve falls in for an ace. And Quincy wins the Division I Central Sectional Final, winning game 4 by a 30-12 score, a 3-1 game victory over crosstown rival North Quincy. The happiness on the Quincy side matched only by the sadness on the North side, as seniors on the North Quincy side have played their last match in a Raiders jersey. Quincy, however, will go on for one final match for the state championship Saturday night at Shrewsbury High School. That match will be played at 7:30 against the winner of Barnstable and Chelmsford. Chris Brendeville, any final words on tonight's match?
I really think this match was a credit to the city. There was absolutely great play by both sides. North put up a great match even though they were the underdog and had Quincy worried. First game, Quincy played tight. North played like they had nothing to lose, and that's why they took game 1. And I think Quincy woke up at that point and said, wait a minute, this is our match. and then they just dug down deep and came up with the inner strength to really come and from behind and go for it. So I mean, I really give a lot of credit to both of these teams. They did a great job, and the stands were packed, which is great for volleyball here in the city of Quincy.
Well, I want to say to everybody watching and all the young girls in Quincy watching this match, volleyball is a great, great sport. Both these teams have had proud traditions in volleyball, particularly North Quincy, which has won 6 state championships. Quincy, to my reckoning, has won 2. Is that correct? Quincy has won either 3 or 4. They haven't won one in a while, but they have a chance to do so Saturday night. And if you want to play a tremendous sport, a sport that requires a lot of physical talent, think about volleyball. Think about playing volleyball in your junior high school. Think about playing volleyball in high school. Think about playing for Mass Juniors and the Mass Patriots Junior Olympics programs. They're going to have tryouts soon. Is that correct?
For the younger kids, we'll have tryouts the first Sunday in January until the January 2nd. Then go to masspatriots.com.
Go to masspatriots.com. Tryouts at the beginning of January. Volleyball at the collegiate level offers more scholarships than any other sport with the exception of soccer. So think about volleyball. Think about the tradition we have here in Quincy. Think about the athletes that we've developed at both these high schools. We're going to have the trophy presentation coming up. But for now, I'm going to sign off. This has been Ken Shurtleff. I'm very proud to bring you this match here tonight from Eastern Nazarene College. Chris Prendeville has been my analyst this evening and my statistician, and I really appreciate that because I can never keep statistics on my own. On the cameras, we've had Bill Early, John Caleri, and Liz Clancy. Liz, I believe, is down on the floor. She's going to cover our trophy presentation.
At this time,
Thank you all our QAT viewers from watching tonight. Trophy presentation coming up.
Tournament Director Judy Slammett presents tonight's trophies.
That was great. I appreciate it. Yeah.
First, with the administrators and captains of the runner-up Central Division, North Quincy Red Raiders, please come forward. Congratulations. And now, with the administrators and captains of the Central Division champion, Quincy High School President